Greetings my lovelies, and thank you for stopping by the circle today. This video is extra special, so I'm not going to waste any time with an intro, and we're just going to roll right on into it. So let's go. So, being the avid reader that I am no stranger to the reading challenge. I have participated in the Owls readathon and then the Hogsmeade readathon. I have done reading challenges for myself, just personally, without any hoopla, and I've also participated in indie readathons as well, in the summer and in December. So while I've been participating in all these reading challenges, I've always wanted to do one of my very own, because they just seem like so much fun. Whether you win a prize with it, or you just get bragging rights, or just like pretend fantasy thingy, whatever, you know, it doesn't really matter. You know, one, you get to enjoy reading, and you sort of get to enjoy reading together. And since, you know, because of COVID, we really can't do a lot of the things that we normally would do together, I decided to create my very own reading challenge, the Rory Readathon. Now, some of you guys may have like little bells going off in the back of your head at the word Rory and go, why does that name sound familiar? Well, if you were a young girl growing up in the early 2000s, you were definitely a fan, most likely, of the Gilmore Girls. I know I was. I absolutely loved Rory and Lorelai. My mom and I would watch the show together all the time, and we sort of joked that we had a very similar relationship to Rory and Lorelai. One of the things that I love the most about Rory is that she was an avid reader. Like, her idea of a good time is going to the bookstore or to the library and perusing for hours. Now, my poor husband can contest to this. I am probably one of the worst people to go to a library or bookstore with. I don't go with the plan. I just start at I start at the new releases, peruse that, and then I start at A, and then I kind of work my way down, looking at covers. If I see one by an author that I already know, I'll pick it up, and so on and so forth, until I have to tell myself to stop. Like this most recent trip where I bought like 6 books, and then I realized I was about to do a reading challenge, and none of those books I bought were on the reading challenge. So as you can see, I kind of relate to Rory. Like, she's really cool. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. I watched all 7 seasons. I will have to be truthful, I have not watched the newest one, where it's just like a year thing, and I'm just like, meh. Kind of don't want to, because I'm also afraid that they're going to ruin it. I had that same fear with like part 3 of Sabrina. I don't want to watch it, because it's like, I got a feeling that it's just going to rip everything apart, and I won't like it, and then I'll be mad. But anyway, back to the reading challenge, because that is the whole reason why we're here, and I really need to stop rambling. Alright, so several years ago, I came across a BuzzFeed article while bored and just kind of, you know, clicking through everything, and it was called like the Rory Reading List or Rory Reading Challenge or some other thingy of that nature. But basically what it is that it's a list of every book ever mentioned in the show. Now, these are a mix of books that Rory was reading just to read, or like for schoolwork, or they were like plot throughs, or just mentioned in passing. Every single book up there. Now, the actual number of the list varies, but not by much. So some lists have like 400 and some odd books, like just barely over 400. And the most common one is like the 339 one. And I think the reason why that one is smaller is because they took out like the college books. Because I do remember seeing one list where they did have the college books up in, and honestly, I really don't want to read about admissions or application to Harvard or Yale, because yeah, I'm never going to get in one of those schools. So that's the list I decided to go with this challenge. And I saved it into a Word document, and I was like, I'm going to read this list. This is like on my bucket list, is to finish this list. And I started working on it, and it got very daunting, and then I got sidetracked because there's other books in the world that I want to read, and then I kind of forgot about it. And it was only until probably like a few weeks ago, I was cleaning up some files on my computer, and I happened to come across the list again, and I was like, oh shit, I so forgot about this. And then it was like light bulbs. Ding, 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 ding. I can turn this into a reading challenge that I can either do solo because whatever, I'm going to do what I want, or I can provide an option for other people to do it with me because it's fun, and us book nerds love to have an excuse to read a large amount of books in a shorter period of time. So, let's get to going and talking about it. So, in the description box of this video, there is going to be a Google link for you to click on. It will have the reading list divided up how I chose to have it divided, and a map of Stars Hollow that I found online because, hey, I'm extra like that. Yeah, I'm very extra. Of course, I was trying to muddle it somewhat after the book roast Hogsmeade thing, but I'm no artist, and I realized there was a lot of things to do with it, and I'm hoping to do this every year, so maybe like by next year I'll have a better map. So the one I have is stolen, so sorry. Anywho's, I am really rambling. I'm just super excited. Okay. Focus. So what you're going to want to do is you can either download the link on download the list onto your own computer or print it out like I did. And here's the list. I had to kerfuffle it to get everything down on smaller pages. The list itself is very daunting. It is 339 books and it's easy to become overwhelmed or disheartened to do it. So I broke it down into about 13 chunks and assigned each chunk a location in Stars Hollow, with tags like Rory's house, Emily and Richard's, Luke's, Dragonfly Inn, Independence Inn, Miss Patty's, so on and so forth, the gazebo. Those are kind of like locations that you can visit. Now you don't have to do all 13, you just kind of have to look at the ones that you want to do, or maybe places that you want to go. So to participate in the reading challenge, only thing that you have to do is to use the hashtag RoryReadathon, however, whatever platform you use, whether it's Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and just sort of talk about the books that you're reading. Whether you take a picture of it as you're watching the reruns, all snuggly and happy, or just, you know, a cutesy bookstagram post, which is kind of like what I'm doing. The reason why the chunks have been assigned like locations throughout Stars Hollow and throughout the show is because I thought it might be fun to do bookstagram shots as if you were there or inspired by. So if you are a highly creative person who has like a shit ton of props that can make these bookstagrams types of posts, please do the hashtag and tag me in it so that I can see. I love looking at them. I am nowhere near as gifted. All my stuff is generated through a computer, but I still love looking at it, and they're just absolutely gorgeous. So from August 1st to August 31st is basically the course of this reading challenge. So it's however many books you can fit into a month. That's why I told you didn't have to do all 13, because reading 13 books in a month is hard, especially when you have like fat boys in there, like War and Peace and Anna Karenina and the Count of Monte Cristo. Oh, I have to redo this whole damn thing all over again. Those books can take a long time to sort of work through because they're classics, they're dry, they're boring, they're wordy as hell. So if you choose, if that's the one book that you want to read throughout this entire month, hey, props to you, go for it. They're not my first choice. And then I'll do another video towards the end of August once we wrap everything up, and we'll talk about, you know, did you succeed in your goal? Did you not? What hiccups did you have? And if you had fun. And I would also be very much open to any type of suggestions that you guys have throughout the course of this challenge, after the challenge, if that is you choose to participate. Anyways, that is all that I have for you today. I am stepping off, but don't forget to follow me on my various social media platforms here listed down below. And also don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. I post videos every Wednesday, and I kind of rotate between writing help, my writing process videos, and book reviews, and sometimes I am occasionally funny. Like today, I've just been loving these space buns that I have, although when I look at them, I don't think of Leia, I'm thinking of the Boleyn girl from the musical 6. There will not be a video next week because I'm going on vacation. I'm going camping in Tennessee, so I'm really super excited about that, to disconnect and recharge and just reset. But I will have videos for you on the following weeks after that. So, without further ado, fare thee well, goodbye, and I'll see you next time. Bye.